Hello everybody, Imminent Storm here, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, the Kingdom of Greece. In the last episode, we finished the second war. We were fighting against the Allies, and we went through the peace conference to basically get all the territory that we were able to get. We got, all of the United States, most of Mexico, except for a little piece right there that got puppeted. Germany created a couple of puppets here in Central America. Honduras, Nicaragua, and Costa Rica. We took all of Colombia and Peru. And we also took pretty much all the Philippines and all of New Zealand. So that worked out pretty well for us. I mean, I would have really liked to have gotten everything, but, such is the way of things. Can't have it all. And we also did get this little tiny piece of Ireland, which we're going to have to actually build up a little bit, because there's no ports, no air base, nothing here. So we're going to have to build things. Actually, let me go ahead and do that. Let's get a port built. Let's get an air base built. Let's get the infrastructure built up and port, airbase, and then I'm going to want forts along that border, because that's going to be, our staging area for taking out the rest of Ireland, which really shouldn't be that big of a deal. Maybe. And also we have fortified this little pocket we have right here so that we can use it as a staging area to take out Britain for the second time, once we get to that point. Right now, we are staging our forces against Saudi Arabia, which I haven't actually started justifying a war goal yet. Let's go ahead and do that. And we're also staging our forces against Afghanistan, which we're currently justifying a war. 17th of June of next year is when that will be ready. So we'll take those guys out, and then we'll see what else we're going to do next. We've also been trying to improve all of our infrastructure. A lot of construction efforts going on to get ready for the coming war with the Axis. So that's also what we're working on. And one other thing to go over that I did before starting out the recording, and I think I mentioned that I was going to do, is I went through all of our production and I reorganized the entire production queue to make some more sense and be easier to read. So we have all of our infantry equipment, support equipment, artillery, all of our guns, motorized, mechanized, our heavy tanks, our medium tanks, our light tanks, and then all of our aircraft. I've converted all of our fighter lines to jet fighters now, so we're not going to make any more prop-driven fighters. We still have prop-driven bombers because I haven't finished researching that stuff yet, and I reorganized all of the ships as well. We're almost on a new Super Heavy battleship, and then we're going to move over to Super Heavy Battleship 2s. Oh, one other thing I forgot to do before we did this was actually get all of my fleets, and we're going to bring them all to Sevastopol. So now they should all be on their way to Sevastopol. And then we'll get those guys reorganized. Alright, let's go ahead and pause it. Let's get things moving. Oh! While we're unpaused, we also went through and I changed up some of our templates. So this is our heavy infantry template. That's pretty much the same. We have artillery, we have anti-air, but instead of using anti-tank guns, I've switched them to heavy tank destroyers, which is going to provide more firepower to the divisions, as well as more defense, so they're going to be harder to kill, which is good. I edited up the mountain infantry templates because we're actually going to start using mountain infantry. And I edited up the mechanized infantry to switch from medium tanks to light tanks instead. And so we're going to actually be using light tanks, light tank destroyers, light artillery, instead of mediums, just so we have something to use those light tanks for, because we built a lot of them. So we might as well use them. Field Hospital 2. Okay. And what I did is this army that I have over here, setting up for Afghanistan, I converted everybody to mountain infantry. And the garrison units that we had down here... not that guy. These guys. They were garrison units that we had just kind of sitting around doing nothing. I converted those to mountain infantry and assigned them to this front as well. So, that should help things out. Okay, so what do we got here? I probably... No, probably actually need to go ahead and work on the planes because... we need jet tac bombers, I think. So I think the jet tac bombers are going to take over for pretty much our close air support and naval bombers. So we need to start working on this, like, pretty seriously. Signal companies. So let's go ahead and get Signal Company 3s. Alright, I think this should be enough to take on Saudi Arabia. I really shouldn't need much more than that. Alright, so you guys, let's give you a battle plan. Let's just tell you to just do a general push across the country. Nothing fancy. Same thing over here for these guys. They're going to have a battle plan to push pretty much. Oh, that's not. Like that. Oh, what? What did it do? Let's do this again. Like that. There we go. I think I drew a new one instead of editing the existing one. And actually, let's go in here and let's adjust this a little bit. Let's say... let's say we do that. I don't know if this really actually changes anything. But that's what we'll do. We want to take Kabul. Alright. Well, now that we're not really have a ton to work on, we can kick the speed up a little bit. What are we missing a template for? Oh, our heavy tanks. Thing is I ran out of army experience. So I can't set up a template for heavy tanks yet. But once we get these wars going, we should get enough experience out of that to create a heavy tank template. Because we are going to want heavy tanks. We are building the heavy tanks, so as soon as we have a template, we should be able to like pump those out pretty quick. Justification of war goals against us. The Free American Empire is justifying against us? Aren't they an Axis member? Yeah, they're in the Axis faction. They can't declare war on us. What are they? Defense of the Pacific. Main's claim on Marshall, Caroline, Iwo Jima, Saipan, Palau. Oh, they're getting a war goal against Japan. Okay. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's kind of goofy that they can even take that national focus when they're an Axis member. You know. Well, if both Japan and the United States are members of the Axis, that should be an invalid focus to take. That's a little... That needs a little bit of an adjustment there, I think. Alright. So everybody's in position, I think. Yeah, we got these paratroopers. Not sure exactly what, if anything, we're going to do with those at the moment. We have 60 Marine divisions. I guess we could bring them back as well. We're going to park them where they won't cause a supply problem. I guess I can park them over here in Belgrade. Yep, so we're going to take them down. We're going to take them down. Then that'll open up the ability to attack Oman and Yemen. We're also going to want the mountain infantry for fighting in Iran, because there's a lot of mountainous terrain in Iran. What I'll probably do is just line them up over here. I'll put some armies over here just to hold this front, and then just squish them this way. Alright, we've got this little bit of Italy here. That's going to be an irritant. Alright, we get a boost on... I'm not sure if that's actually a boost. Democratic Republic of Afghanistan. '17th of June, yeah, it's still 1950. Alright, we are in 1950, so we can get those better jets. Which you might go ahead and do once we have an a available research slot. I'm surprised it's taken us so long to generate these war goals. Okay, here's those 103. Oh yeah, that's right. I also moved those armies that were in the United States back home now, so these guys are just about home. They're coming in here. Should be able to support them. There's tons of infrastructure in the area, so yep, we're good. Okay, so we got 6 more tank divisions. We got 1 more mechanized infantry. And we got the mechanized infantry back from the US. So we need to start putting together another army. Alright, so we need 12 of these. Need to give them a general. You. Give them a color, I guess. Go with like a gray color here. And then I need 12 mechanized infantry. Add them in there. And then move these guys over here somewhere. we are out of material for these infantry. I could just push them out. Heavy tank destroyers. We don't have any heavy tank destroyers. I am building them. I think what I actually need to do is prioritize... Well, we have all the reinforcements we need. It says all those heavy tank destroyers are actually going to the field rather than here. So actually, let's put this back on even, so we're going to get some heavy tank destroyers in here. Ground support integration. Okay. Pause it here for a second. So what I'm probably going to do is queue up some more heavy tank destroyers. There's going to be even more steel that we'll need. 1.68 per day. Really need to get that production efficiency up. Let's go with Jet Fighter 2s. Research it. Oh, speaking of fighters. We need to bring home... Look at all the carriers we have. That's great. Alright, everybody. All the planes need to come back. Yep. These guys. Send them all back to the depot. Then we'll redeploy them where we need them. Fighters. I think for a lot of these smaller wars, we're just going to use our prop fighters, because if they get shot down, that's fine. Because we're going to just burn ourselves out of those. Because we're going to be all jets now. Alright, and strategic bombers. There we go. Alright, do we have an airfield nearby? Yes, we do. A couple of them, in fact. Alright, so, here. Let's set up some fighters. We want 800. 800 fighters. And let's give them an unassigned ace. All these guys are you. Let's give you an ace. Alright, and then we're going to tell those guys to sit over here. Air superiority. And we're going to put some close air supports. Uh, 600 of them. Put those guys over there. Tell them to do close air support. So as soon as we actually have a war to fight there, they will get to work. And is our supply good? Your supply's good. It's looking like we're lining up pretty even. Alright, when is this going to be done? 3rd of April, 1950. This is going to be done first? Maintenance Company 3s. Alright. Continue work on maintenance companies. let's do the same thing here. We have 1,800 planes. Let's get an air wing out here. Jet fighters, no, we're just going to use... We only have one Fighter 3 Mark 1? Okay, this is strange. Oh, those are from different nations. Okay. Oh, this is confusing. Okay, so I need like 1,000 of these. I need some close air supports. 800 of them. I think the easiest thing might be to do is just put them in there and then set them to 800. And the game should fill in with whatever is the best available at that point. Put you guys over here. Air superiority, close air support. Ready to go. Marines 3. Let's improve our mountain infantry. Now that they're all of a sudden going to be fighting as mountain infantry. How long is that going to take? 115 days? Okay, I'm not sure that'll actually be ready for the war, but it should be alright. They still have good equipment. That's what matters. When was this? 3rd of April. Okay, so less than a month, and then we will go to war with Saudi Arabia. Alright, what are we looking at here? Actually, I don't think I want to put those guys there. I think I want to move them down here. You guys get over there. You guys get over there. How are we looking at as far as that infantry production? They are almost there. They've got 14 out of 20 tank destroyers. Alright, so we're still way behind on mechanized, but that'll be done in 42 days. Heavy tank destroyers, we're going to be way behind for a while. Because all the infantry divisions that we have out currently, these 103 infantry divisions, all need those heavy tank destroyers. Plus all the infantry divisions that we are currently training are going to need. Alright, so let's go ahead and... The fleet's back. So let's get all of the submarines merged up. Let's split off all the subs off the main fleets. All subs. Okay, then we're gonna select all the submarines. Those guys all merge together. And all three of these fleets merge into the massive first fleet, which will break that down when we are ready for it. Submarines. You guys all head to Athens. Set up at that naval base. I think we're probably going to need to at least double the size of this army if we want to take on the Axis. Here's some infantry. Some mechanized infantry. And we want to build up some very large stockpiles. Because that is going to be some really, really heavy fighting. And we're going to need replacements ready to go. Alright, we finished our justification against Saudi Arabia. So let's go ahead and declare war on them. Conquer. We're not going to call in our allies because we're doing this by ourselves. Send that off and tell you guys to take care of business. And they have nothing here. Saudi Arabia joined the Comintern. Ooh. Really? If you bring Afghanistan into the war on your side, indeed they just did. Bingo. Alright, let's see. What are we going to work on here? Signal Company 4s. Actually, no, let's go with Field Hospital 3s. There we go. I don't foresee any problems in either of these wars. Yep, we're already starting to squeeze them down. Why are you strategically redeploying guys? Oh, looks like we overran a bunch of units. That's good. Alright, and we are marching pretty consistently through Saudi Arabia, no problems. We've already taken Herat. So once we get Kabul, then Afghanistan's done. Ooh, we actually have free dockyards. How about that? Good. Get on that carrier. Yep. The battle for Kabul is going fairly well. Yeah, look at our attack values versus their defense values. Yeah, they're not gonna win. All right, Riyadh is under siege. Again, we like. Actually, our attack values are about equal to their defense values. But we have more divisions in play than they do. And a lot more organization. Alright, we just took Riyadh. Can you take that? Democratic Republic of Afghanistan capitulated. Great news. Research finished on interwar bombers, and we just take all states, and And then we're done. Alright. Piece of cake. Get on attack bomber 1. Alright, and you guys go ahead and line up on Iran's border here. You guys line up on Iran's border here. These guys should also line up on the border. What are we looking at as far as supply? We've got some decent supply. Alright, so yeah, you guys also line up on this border as well. And if we justify a war goal, how long is it going to take? 125 days. Um... 125 days should be plenty. Go ahead and send it. Alright, and let's do this. Actually, you guys set a battle plan to push through to here. And you guys take the other side. There, it's a little weird looking, but whatever. Same thing here. Perfect. What's the supply over here? Oh, absolutely garbage. Okay, so... okay, yeah, that is what we wanted to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and push those to the top. Let's get that built out first. Because supply in that region is pretty garbage. Go ahead and take care of that. What should I do with these 50 divisions? You know what I can do with these 50 divisions? Of paratroopers? They should be more than capable of doing this. Deploy out here. Let's start justifying... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. They're a member of the Axis, are they not? Yes, they are. Okay, never mind. Oh, I don't know if I want these guys fighting in mountains. Change of plans. Let's just bring them over here, and then we'll decide what we're going to do with them later. Alright, we got some more mechanized infantry. How goes the training? Okay, they are fully equipped, they just need to finish training. And that did not get us a lot of army experience. But it might be enough. Let me just check this. Then we'll probably end the episode after this. Let's go ahead and edit the medium armor. This might... So let's just go ahead and create an empty template. Actually, no. Let's use the medium armor as a base. Let's go ahead and duplicate it. And call this heavy armor. Because all this is going to be pretty much the same. We're just going to switch over to heavy tanks. I don't think I want this. We'll go ahead and remove that. Remove this. Actually, remove all of that. Let's do it this way. So I want these to basically be pure armor. I want heavy... Oh, hold on, what was this? This was tank destroyers. Okay, so we want heavy tank destroyers. We want heavy self-propelled anti-air. We want heavy self-propelled artillery. Where's heavy? Heavy self-propelled artillery. There we are. 60. Perfect. Save it. And then let's add... Let's add 5 simultaneous divisions, and we're going to deploy them here for now. That's fine. Alright, there we go. So yeah, we're going to go ahead, we're going to end this episode here. We managed to get both Afghanistan and Saudi Arabia mopped up pretty well. We're going to take down Iran, then we're probably going to take out Oman and Yemen, and then work our way over here. We'll probably send some armored divisions down here to knock out Oman and Yemen. Send our mountain infantry over here to wipe out Nepal, Bhutan, and Tibet. Alright. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you next time.